Hey, what's up, everybody? The Sully Squad is back with another episode here tonight. I got my full squad. I got my man Sean Kilrain to my left. What's up, Sean? How you doing?
What's up, fellas? Happy Monday. Chilling, man.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
Eagles win Thursday night. Let's get it Sunday.
Hell yeah! And then I got my man, Mr. 6 for 6, Diego the Hammer Bianchi. What's up, bro?
What's up, dude? How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I had a great weekend. A lot of fun this weekend. So I had a good weekend and a little tired today, but all good. And yesterday watched a lot of football. So we'll get into the whole league in a little bit. I mean, I'll tell you one thing that stuck out to me from yesterday was the 49ers team's got some issues.
Yep.
Yeah, they're not that good.
Nah, they're not that good. They cost me. They cost me in a. I had them as like the last leg of like this parlay, and so Geno Smith running in. I hate the 49ers, but I had them yesterday, so I was.
So did I.
I was surprised. Then of course you had Bills. You had Bills Chiefs. That was a hell of a game. I mean, Josh Allen with that run at the end. That was really big time.
Yeah.
Starter, baby. He was destined to go in that end zone. He wanted to give him that L, which they surely did.
Yeah. Then the Bears pulled the Bears. I mean, they were ready to win that game, and it was like it was almost like they blocked the field goal, but it was like Cody Parkey and the coach. I thought the coach screwed up. Like they had a chance to get a little closer, and he just kind of sat on the ball and tried that long kick. And I think Green Bay sidelines were even saying that he was kicking it low, and then they got through and blocked it. So, but yeah, so there's some of the things that kind of stuck out. Anything else stick out to you guys from the league?
Pittsburgh winning narrowly against the Ravens, 6 field goals.
Yeah,
That Pittsburgh team's good.
They are. I'll tell you what, like Diego, our UPS guy always says, like they have Lamar Jackson's number. Like Lamar does not play well against Pittsburgh. I mean, they do a great job of keeping him in the pocket, mitigating his running game, and so Pittsburgh with a big win.
Cincinnati can't get away. Cincinnati stinks.
Yes, yeah, I know. Even with all that talent too, like Burrow and Chase and all, but
they score. They score. Their defense just sucks.
I know.
I want to know how Trey Henderson, if you're out there and you hear me, come to the Eagles. Dude, I love his motor, man. But yeah, he's about the only guy, him and Logan Wilson, in my opinion, on that defense that ball out. But
their defense is just not good enough, man. You know what I mean? Like, because like you said, Diego, they scored a lot of points. I mean, the Chargers defense has been really good this year. Cincinnati put points on them, but they can't buy a win.
Nope, they can't get a win.
And how about Detroit, man?
Man, Detroit's good.
Yeah, they are.
They're the best team.
Yeah, I think
in the league.
We might be looking at a collision course, hopefully between us and Detroit. And I would love for that game to be here. But as I was looking at Detroit's schedule, there's only like a couple games that I look at that maybe they could lose. That's the only problem. Like I think they host Buffalo, they play Buffalo, but it's in Detroit. So I kind of like Detroit there, but Buffalo could beat them.
I see Buffalo winning.
They host Green Bay, which I think Detroit will beat. But, you never know. Divisional game, Green Bay could possibly beat them.
Right.
And then I would have said San Francisco. They play at San Francisco. I hate to say I kind of like Detroit there too. So I don't know where they're going to get losses,
Yeah.
So, and then of course, the Eagles still have some tough games. Like the Eagles got to go to Baltimore in 2 weeks. This Rams game coming up is going to be a tough test. I mean, the Rams aren't easy to beat out there. And then you got to go to Baltimore. So I mean, the Eagles could be looking at a few more losses ourselves. So, but yeah, I'd really like to get that 1 seed.
It's gonna be tough.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but anyway, speaking of the Eagles, I mean, usually when we do this show, the Eagles either just played the day before or they're playing tonight. So we've had a few days to kind of let it marinate. What was like Diego? Like, what was your biggest takeaway from the game on Thursday night?
Saquon Barkley.
Yeah,
I mean, that was a typical Thursday night football game up until the fourth quarter, where Saquon took over. I mean, and our defense is really good too. They get better every week. But yeah, I would say the biggest takeaway is just how good Saquon Barkley is. He can just dominate and win a game.
yeah. That's true. Yeah, I mean, Sean, how about you? Mine was the defense, to be honest with you. Like Nolan Smith had a nice pass rush. Zach Bourne was all over the field again.
That ball's unreal. Quinyon Mitchell's the best corner in the league. I'm not even going to talk the best rookie in the league. He might be the best corner in the league.
Yeah, I mean, holding Terry McLaurin to like 2 catches. You know what I mean? Like
they wouldn't even throw over his way.
Yeah,
he's like on some what's his name? Darrell Revis? Yeah, it's like Quinyon Mitchell Island out there.
Revis Island, baby. Welcome.
He's unreal.
Yeah,
welcome to Guantanamo Bay Island.
Yeah, and also how about Jalen Carter too? Jalen Carter I think I saw he played just about every snap, but I mean Jalen Carter was straight up dominating that game. Like he had that one play in the third quarter. Washington tried a handoff. They tried to pull the guard. Jalen Carter literally just snuck in there, gave him like one of these little hand moves, snuck in there, tackle for loss. And you know what?
Even that last play where Jay and Daniels fumbled the ball, Carter was in the backfield in half a second.
Yeah.
Jalen Carter has, like, what stuck out to me is obviously I'm right there with you, Joey. The defense, the front line, if anything, the most to me. And, Quinyon Mitchell, the way he just shuts down wide receivers, silent but deadly. But, yeah, Jalen Carter has Jalen Daniels' number from back when they used to have the LSU-Georgia game, man. Just watch those highlights. He's balling and he's wreaking havoc on Jalen Daniels.
Yeah, and how about who's quietly having a pretty good year is Reed Blankenship. Like that was a nice, who
on the defense isn't having a good year? I feel like everyone's playing pretty solid at every position.
I think just like to bring up Diego's point, everybody's playing together.
Yeah, it just seems like everyone's playing together.
I'm gonna have a good game. If I'm having a good game, Joey's going. They're just
like CJ. CJ had a great game Thursday night. His best game of the year, probably.
They're all together, They feed off one another, and it's one big hype train, man. And you can just see the energy, man, because they hype each other up. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
If somebody gets down, they pick them back up, look at them, and say, "Yo, man, you got them in the next play." And sure enough, they do. Even vice versa, even the offense. I mean, come on. I mean, you got a 3-headed demon or monster, Slim Reaper, A.J. Brown, and throwing a little bit of Dotson. It's a shame that he couldn't get more involved, but
yeah,
I think the next coming around when we go down there, they'll get him more involved. But all in all, Saquon's a beast, man. RB1 all day. Couldn't be more happier than getting him. What a blessing.
I mean, biggest disappointment on defense is probably Bryce Huff. 10 snaps last game for all that money?
Yeah.
I think what Fangio wants to do and what he likes to do is sort of like what Gannon did, like a heavy rotation. Because you got Domo, you got Booker, you got Milton Williams, who's playing hell of a game, playing real good. And Jordan Davis, if anything, I'd put him right there with Bryce Huff, Diego. I mean, he's just lackluster. Like
he doesn't do anything.
You're that big. You gotta want it. Like, but his motor, it's like it stalls. But the other guys, man, Jalen.
Who was that? We should have took Kyle Hamilton, right?
What's that?
Yeah, Kyle Hamilton would have been the guy to take.
We should have took him.
Man, he's the captain and anchor of that defense, man. He's something special. Not only is he good with Baltimore, but back when he played at ND, man, he was
good in Notre Dame. He's
he reminds me of Bobby Taylor, but a little bit more better, But
it's funny you said that about Jordan Davis because I agree with you. I agree with you in general that he's been a little disappointing. But it ironically though, I actually think it was Thursday night was one of his best games though. For him, he had he had a few plays. I think it was that one drive where it was actually it was the really pivotal drive in the fourth quarter where we're up 12-10. Washington's driving the ball. They should have kicked the field goal, and I think. And it was 2nd and 1. Jalen Carter makes a play. Then all of a sudden they make a play on 3rd and 1, and then of course they stopped them on 4th down. But I thought Jordan Davis did a good job in the run game. He was kind of he don't give you shit rushing the passer, but as long as he can put his big ass in there and stop the run, he could be productive. You know what I'm saying?
That's why him and Jalen Carter work though.
Right.
One gives you a lot in the run game, and the other one gives you a lot in the pass game and the run game. Carter's a beast everywhere.
Yeah, so let Jordan Davis basically be like the policeman. You know what I mean? Take up 2 or 3 blockers.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And then let Jalen Carter eat.
Yeah, that's what it's basically get that double team or whatnot. It's almost like
the thing is, Davis don't get a double team now. Carter's getting triple team, double team, and still beating it.
Yeah. It sort of reminds me of the gangrene defense, Joey, when Brown would get double team, and who's coming in off the edge? The Minister of Defense.
Yeah.
Him. It's either Clyde Simmons. You had Andy Harmon, but man, this defense is starting to roll, man. I'm looking forward to a Sunday night's primetime game against the Rams. I'm looking forward to seeing, and I know he's up for the task, Quinyon Mitchell for Puka, Cup, whoever. Bring it. He's ready.
How do you guys feel about this game coming up?
Confident.
I don't know. This game scares me a little bit.
Why?
I don't know. The Rams are a funny team. They have a lot of power. They have a lot of star power.
I know.
Sunday night, we gotta go all the way there. I mean, we did have 10-day rest. So if we're ready to travel, it's definitely this week. That Rams team's just funny.
Your Lambeau is fully gassed up, which is Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
The line is fresh, just like you said, having some good rest to get all the aches, the pains, and joints, all that stuff. I think they're ready, but like you said, they are talented. They got Kyron Williams, who is
right.
Puka, Cup, they got some weapons. They can get some mismatches out there. And Stafford, he can get hot like any game.
Yeah, but I think once again, like I said, we're off for the task. And I think we're looking forward to it, man. I mean, look, we're riding on all cylinders, whether it's offense, defense. The team's just balling.
I'm ready to see our young corners versus them wide receivers. We locked that duo up. No one's passing the ball on us.
Yeah, they're looking forward to it. I know DeJean, Quinyon, Reed, and just I think we're up for the test. I think the Slim Reaper's going to have a good game and mix in a little bit of got to get Dallas Goddard involved.
I think Zach Bone is definitely the MVP of the defense, though.
Oh, absolutely, hands down.
Quinyon's the best player in the defense. Bone's the most important player for the defense. He sets the tone every game.
Not only that, comeback player. You haven't even heard of him.
I know.
Special teams player, for Christ's sake. / linebacker. Vic Fangio sees something in him, and I think I told Joey, I'm like, who the hell is this dude, Zach Bourne? Well, put my fucking foot in my mouth, man. He's balling.
Oh, yeah.
Game after game. Tackle. He's just contributing in so many ways, whether it's a key fumble, a sack, tackles.
He can cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's almost like they say when you go to.
He never played inside linebacker.
It's a breath of fresh air for him.
He's He's just he's nasty.
Yeah.
He's making himself, and it makes you wonder because he's going to get paid. I mean, he's making himself some serious money, and what's that?
Figure playing on the 1-year deal.
Yeah, get some money.
Yeah, he's earned it here. I know he's definitely coming back. There ain't no.
I mean, I hope so because I don't want to lose him, but I don't know how. I mean, Howie doesn't always pay linebackers, and if he, I mean, it kind of depends because he might get a big offer on the open market. You know what I mean?
But look at the way he's balling for this team. I get it, but Howie has to wake up and smell the damn coffee. I know linebackers, this and that, but you got to give.
Yeah, I think you might just have to pay this dude.
Yeah, he's earned his respects, his props. Come on, man.
I don't know how much money would do you think he's worth though? I mean, he's having a good year.
I don't know because inside linebackers don't get like that much, right? I mean,
I don't know if they get that much. So like, what can we gave him the opportunity to play? So you might favor a Philly contract over another contract. So just if you can get up to what someone's going to offer him, then pay him. But he's playing too good.
I think he gets a contract with a lot of incentives that raise up the so and so this many tackles, this many sacks, and he can do
it. Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, I don't know. What I like the most about the defense, they seem to get better every single week. It's like the younger kids learn something, they just get better every week.
So Patrick Queen. Now, in all fairness, Patrick Queen's had a longer track record than Zach Bowen. You know what I mean? But Patrick Queen signed a 3-year, $41 million deal with the Steelers. So that's for 3 years, $41 million.
$13 million, around $13 million a year.
Yeah, I mean that's really good money. I don't know if Bowen will get that, but you may have to get up to $9 to $10 million a year.
Yeah, you might go to 9-10. I mean, what's our salary cap?
I mean, Howie always finds a way to get it done. I mean, he could find some loose change in the couch and pay him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
You see, I just don't want to lose the guy because if you look at every one of our Super Bowl runs. 2017, you had Michael Kendricks played well. You had Nigel Bradham played well. 2022, TJ Edwards became a player. You know what I mean?
Right.
And even Kazir White was decent. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden last year we had no linebackers and the defense sucked. So
right.
I know they don't like invest in the linebackers. But like it seems like every time they have a really good defense or make a Super Bowl run, they have pretty decent linebackers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't think you want to risk losing this guy because and then you're right back to looking for a dude,
Exactly.
I'm not worried about it. We ain't losing him.
Yeah, so all right, but anyway, yeah, so we were talking about the game. The Rams game. The one thing, Eagles, I mean, I would think there'll be a decent amount of Eagles fans out there too, with the Philly sports trips and everything. Because I remember last year they played in the Rams and the Eagles fans were loud as shit.
Yeah.
So probably be a good amount of Eagles fans making that trip. Like to kind of touch on what you guys were saying. I mean, the Rams have weapons. I'm a little concerned, but I like the Eagles to win the game, though. I
do too.
I think we'll wind up controlling the line of scrimmage, get the running game going. It might be a game where Jalen's going to have to throw a little more, because it does make, Saquon's been killing it so much. It makes you wonder if some of these teams are going to start just trying to shut down the run. And even though the Eagles are have explosive weapons, maybe they just say, hey, you know what, we're going to make you beat us. And AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, like.
I just think the problem is there, and why defenses can't do that because it's on record that if you do that, you're getting beat. If you one-on-one AJ Brown, you're getting beat. If you one-on-one Devontae Smith, like Jalen Hurts already proved he can beat you when you do that.
I agree, but I mean
you kind of got to pick your poison.
Yeah.
It's
See,
Mitch.
I was going to say, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I know this goes against because most of the time, most of these teams like to play like the, like what's it like the cover 2 or the cover 3 or whatever, and keep everything in front of them, make you have like long drives.
Yeah.
And I know that makes sense because you could always get a penalty to stop it or a turnover eventually. But, the one thing, like as a fan, that drives me insane. Like nothing pisses me off more when I'm watching a game than when the other team like controls the ball in like some 7-8 minute drive and it's just like death by 1,000 cuts. Like Tom Brady and the Pats used to do that all the time. Remember New England? Like he literally would just like dump it to like Gronk or Edelman or Welker before, and and they would just keep moving the chains, and then you'd be watching the game like, damn, are we ever going to get the damn ball? You know what I mean? It drives you crazy. Like to me, it's almost like as a D coordinator, sometimes like not that you want to give up a touchdown, but in some ways, I'd almost rather give up a big play than have a team hold the ball 7 minutes. You know what I mean?
But how many times have teams go on like a 7-minute drive set up for a field goal?
That's true.
That's a huge win for you because you just wasted one of your whole entire drives for 3 points. One of your best drives. A lot of plays that you use from your playbook. You know what I mean?
It's true. Yeah, I mean, well, and that's why defensive coordinators play that way because it's a way to and it lowers the score, because I mean, hey, I mean, if you're holding the ball that long, then you're not, it's going to be hard for you to get 40 points, if you're only getting 3 on that drive,
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, well, let's do predictions then. Does everybody likes the Eagles?
Yeah.
Yeah, Eagles in a close one.
All right.
27-24 Eagles.
Yeah, I kind of see that too. Yeah, I see like a similar. I'll say like 24-20 just to be different, but
yeah,
I see that type of game. How about you, Sean?
31-24.
What'd you say?
31-24 us.
Okay. All right. Wow. So we putting up 30. Okay. All right. Cool. Well, hey, let's hope. Let's hope we speak it into existence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The
Eagles should get that dub.
Quinyon Mitchell for me, and offense, I'll say the Slim Reaper.
Player of the game?
Yeah, well, player for offense that stands out on offense for me, Slim Reaper and Quinyon Mitchell.
I'm saying A.J. Brown and Reed Blankenship makes a big play.
Yeah, you know what? I'm feeling an AJ Brown game myself. I think this week's going to be an AJ game where he might even get 2 touchdowns. You know what I mean? I think this is going to be an AJ game. Defense, I'm going to say Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter goes out there and just wreaks havoc. I know. In fact, I remember last year the game against the Rams. It was actually one of Jalen Carter's best games. He was playing really well at that point. I think he had a couple sacks of Stafford. I mean, he was getting in there. So whoever the Rams guard is, he's probably having some sleepless night. He's having some sleepless nights this week. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All good. Bring it.
So, but all right. Well, anyway, hey, that's the good news in Philadelphia sports is the Philadelphia Eagles now. And you know what? The other good news too, we could get to a little later, is that the Flyers are actually starting to play some good hockey.
They are.
I think the Flyers have gotten points. I think the Flyers have gotten points in like the last 4 games. And like Michkov's back on he's got like 2 goals, 4 assists or something in his last few games. So
he has like 4 multi-point games in his first 16 games or something like that.
I got Michkov and Konechny at fantasy, man. I drafted. They're a 1-2 punch. I'll tell you.
I was gonna say they link up too.
Yes, they do. Because my alert goes off. It's Konechny a goal, Michkov assists, or vice versa.
Yeah. It's a connection. That's nice.
Yeah. The KGB connection. I like it. PG.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I know Tomlinson Road and Bustleton area loves Michkov killing it.
Yeah.
They're going crazy, man.
They're loving it, dude. Go out and get your Michkov jerseys, everybody, like I did.
I know. Yeah. What was that? What was that one play? That one bar that's in it's in the same shopping center as Angelo's. I think it's called Golden Gates.
Golden Gates, baby.
Golden Gates. Yeah. They got Michkov highlights going around, going through like crazy, you know.
That place is crazy. Man.
Yeah.
That's for another time.
Yeah. I remember we actually went in. We used to go to this place, Spoil Sports, before we were 21. Actually, this was pretty funny. We were able. Sean, did you go with us? You went with us a few times, didn't you, to Spoil Sports or no?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it was funny, Diego. Like we had this place, and we used to get in, and it went, and the Golden Gates place was right next to it. And one night, my buddy Bill was all banged up, and we walked in the Golden Gates, and then we were like, oh wow, you know what I mean? Like, didn't realize that, but no. But anyway, the Spoil Sports place. Like we went in there for like a solid like 6 months, and then all of a sudden like they got raided, and thank God we weren't there when they got raided. So you literally saw like 6 dudes. They're like, "Oh, sorry guys, we have to card you." You literally saw like 6 dudes be like, "Oh, left my wallet in the car." You know what I mean?
Right.
We're like, "Damn," you know. But anyway, yeah, we could get in a little flyers later. But how about? I want to move on to the bad news, which is the Philadelphia 76ers. The what are we, 2-9 or 2-10? I think we're 2-10.
2-10.
2-10.
Yeah, what a disgrace.
The problem is they're digging themselves into a hole that they might not be able to get out of if they don't get their shit together, like today.
Yeah, well, so tonight, they're at Miami. Jimmy Buckets has missed like Jimmy Butler Buckets has missed like the last 6 games. Of course, he's coming back tonight, so that's sucks.
And Joel Embiid's out.
Is he playing or no? Because I know it was questionable or doubtful.
Doubtful. I mean, he better play, dude.
So I'm so sick of him, dude. But like,
rest is one thing, but fucking I have the sniffles. Stop being a bitch, dude. Time to play. Time to play.
Leave him alone. He has COVID, guys. He's fragile. He's a porcelain doll.
Jesus. Time to fucking play.
Yeah. Unbelievable, man. And that's all he does. All he does is get hurt, you know?
I don't know, dude. It might be. Do Sixers start thinking about trading this guy?
Possibly. I mean, here's the problem, though. What kind of value? You know, I mean, the Sixers just extended him. They're in a rock and a hard place, Diego, because like you just extended him 3 years. You know, when he does play, he's a dominant force.
Right.
You're never going to get great value for him. I mean, it's almost. Yeah, but you know, but then again, it's like a tease. It's basically, you know, the Sixers having Joel Embiid is like having like a Ferrari with like no engine. You know what I mean? Like it looks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it looks great in the garage, you know what I mean?
But don't drive.
But you don't drive that, John. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's like it's kind of like you think about it. You watch a Sixers game and like, yeah, I equate it to this. Like, say you're sitting there and like Michael Jordan's in the stand, like, you know, like say MJ's in the stands or a few other former players are in the stands. That's the same as Embiid because then Embiid don't play either. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, we got Joel Embiid. No, you really don't. The dude never played.
Yeah.
Like you might.
What is that saying? Best ability is availability.
It's true. That's the most important ability is availability.
Yeah, they don't give me that, but
the only positive of the Sixers right now is the kid Jared McCain.
Yeah, he's nice.
They might have something in this kid.
He can play.
Yeah. On Friday night, I didn't see all that much of Friday night's game. I watched a little bit, but what I did see, there was one play where like he literally, dude, Jared, I mean, obviously I'm not saying he's Steph Curry. Of course I'm not, because Steph Curry's like an all-time great. But there was one play where like he threw the ball down to George catches it or whatever, and then McCain kind of loops around and George throws it to him. He goes right up with it and buries a 3. And I was thinking, damn, that's like, that was like Steph Curry type shit.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's a pretty solid like point guard.
Yeah,
he can pass the ball well. He's got good IQ. He might be better with the ball in his hands than Maxey. Maxey's more of a shooting guard.
Yeah. Now the only problem the only issue going forward is like, and it's a good problem to have because this kid really that you could like this kid deserves minutes. Like even when Maxey comes back, he deserves minutes. The only problem is that
I heard Sam said that Maxey could be back on Wednesday.
okay, well we need him because we need some wins. But the only problem is you might get abused defensively because him and Maxey on the court at the same time. Offensively could be extremely dynamic, but defensively, you might have some issues because you're not going to have a lot of size. You know what I mean?
True.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Don't you think though? I mean, the way that I know it's early, but the way this kid's playing, I mean, he deserves the minutes. You can't when Maxey comes back, you can't just sit this kid on the bench. You're gonna have to play both guys together and just see how it goes.
You're gonna have to see what happens.
But yeah, man, I don't know.
If Embiid ever wants to come back, Embiid makes up for a lot of that shit at the rim. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It helps McCain and Maxey. It helps to play more aggressively, knowing that there's the 7-footers back there. You know what I'm saying? Protecting the rim.
Yeah, and Paul George has always been a decent defender, wing defender too. So that could help. But yeah, I don't know. This
and
team,
Caleb Martin's a good defender.
Caleb Martin's a good defender. Yeah, exactly. So you got guys out there that could kind of mitigate that. But yeah, I mean McCain. It's funny too. I think he's either the favorite or like one of the top favorites for Rookie of the Year. And then
everybody was panicking because he didn't play that good in the summer league. And I watched a little bit of it. And I was like, he can play, even if he didn't make his shots. He can play. Now you can see it. It's starting to come together for him.
Yeah, well, hey, we all know the summer league can be very misleading. Remember Ben Simmons in the summer league? He actually shot jump shots and shit.
Yeah.
And then he never shot another one in his life.
And that's with Ben Simmons. It was 3 assists, no points, no rebounds, and
Ben Simmons, wow,
22 minutes, and
that's really what screwed this team. It's what screwed the process. The development of Ben Simmons is what destroyed everything.
Yeah.
6'10", dude. If he wasn't 6'10", his ass wouldn't be in the league.
I mean, we can say Markelle Fultz, and Markelle Fultz didn't have to work out if Ben Simmons just reached the potential they said it could have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I still remember being at that Sixers draft party that night, and it was like, man, we were thinking we were getting like a young Magic Johnson. I mean, he was touted as like a 6'9", 6'10" point guard. Crazy handles. Could see over the defense. And I was,
and you could see it for like the first year, 2 years. You're like, this kid's good, and then he just never.
He flopped.
Never, ever got better.
Yeah.
Well, the league figured him out too because they knew he was never ever going to shoot. So then they literally just started putting a wall in front of him and was like, all right, dude, take a jump shot.
Yeah.
And
he never would do it.
I'll never forget when they played, what was it, the Raptors? He could have slam dunked and he passed it to the guy down in the paint, and he took the easy two when he could have jammed that son of a bitch right in with authority, but he didn't.
Yeah, I mean, he passed it to Matisse Thybulle against the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah.
That's
the one. Yes.
Yeah, I can remember when the Sixers started getting good. I think there was a Friday night game. They played Cleveland in like 2018, and like Ben Simmons they were playing against. This was when LeBron was still in Cleveland, and like Ben Simmons had like a triple double, but it was like a legit triple double. It wasn't like one of those Johns that he would have sometimes where he'd have like 10 points and like 10 assists. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
And you know what's ironic? Ben Simmons is going from a triple double to a triple single.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But anyway, that particular night, I think he had like 27, like 14 assists, like and 12 rebounds, like whatever. Like he and like guys like Colin Cowherd and the national media people were like, oh, the league's in good. We could Ben Simmons is a young star. And like, I don't know what the hell happened to that guy, but you know what it is? He just never, he just never loved basketball, dude. I think
That's what I think it is. It was just a him thing.
yeah, it
He got
basically
money and he's happy. That's all. Plain and
Like a
simple.
documentary's coming in like 10 years, 12 years. Anthony would tell, like him telling exactly why.
Mr. Softy, it's title.
yeah. Well, you know what? You know what's messed up? We should have known. Like looking back on it, we should have kind of known. Like when he was in LSU, like I think LSU had a chance to go to like the NIT or something, and like he was like, "Nah, I'm good," and like you know what I mean? Like he like
Yeah,
I
the
remember.
players do that stuff all the time in college because they don't want to get hurt, whatever. They're ready for the league. It happens in college football all the time when they get to the bowl games. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah, but
it could have been a red flag, or you could look at it like, nah, he was ready for the league. He wasn't going to go risk it. He wasn't going to go risk an ACL injury knowing he's going to the NBA next year. He's going to be the number 1 pick in the draft.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I just never got the impression that he loved playing. He's just a kid that was like 6'10", that they thought was a great athlete. His dad put a basketball in his hand when he was.
He was natural.
Yeah, and just never.
That don't get you enough though. Once you get to the best of the best players in the league, or in the world, because they're all natural talents too. And then once you add the work ethic with the natural talent, that's how you become great.
Yeah.
He was just naturally great and better than everybody until you got to the NBA, and you can't just continue to be better than everybody like that.
Yeah, because even though you're a great athlete, the other team's got great athletes too. So you can't
100%.
When he was younger, he was like the biggest, fastest dude on the court. So he didn't have to shoot jumpers because he could just literally overpower people or dunk on them or whatever. He
Right.
comes to this league, he's like, oh shit. He's like, what? I actually have to shoot the damn ball?
Yeah, we got guys just as athletic as you that can run just as fast, jump just as high. Like it's not the same, and he can still dominate a game. Let's be real. We see Ben Simmons dominate a lot of games for the Sixers without taking a jump shot.
That's true. Yeah. And you know what? Defensively, he was very good. Chris Rapizzi says, "Do the Sixers make the playoffs?"
No.
Yes.
I still think they find a way to make it. I think they find a way to make it. But I mean, shit, they better start. I mean,
If they're not going to make the playoffs, keep losing and get me Cooper Flag and trade Embiid.
Yeah, exactly. And then start building around the young core of like Maxey, McCain.
Dude, if you're Maxey, Cooper Flag, McCain, Paul George, you might be able to win some games next year.
Damn right.
Exactly.
Porcelain doll. See ya. Bye.
See how good Cooper Flag is in his first year at Duke.
Yeah, he's and you know what's cool about him too is that he's also good defensively. Like he's actually really good defensively. So, if you did move on from Embiid, he's like a very good shot blocker. He could come from the weak side, block shots. You know what I mean? So
he seems like he's a generational talent.
Yeah, well, that's what everybody says. Yeah,
when I watch him play, he's good.
Well, this draft is actually good. You got Dylan Harper's coming out. He's supposed to be a top 3 pick. There's another kid too. It's like a power forward, I think, prospect. I think I forget who it is, but he's like 6'9", 6'10", could shoot the ball a little bit. So, but I think the problem is though the Sixers I think eventually will start winning some of these games, and that'll probably be, and we only
there's 70 games left. All right.
Yeah.
If you get Embiid, George, Maxey healthy for say 60 of them, that should yield 48 wins right there.
Probably, yeah. Or
45 to 48.
Yeah. Well, I mean, really, to get in the play-in, you only really need to have like 40 to 40. You only really need to have like maybe even 38 to 42.
That's what I mean. And I think the Sixers, as long as them 3 guys get healthy for at least 60 games, they should be able to at least win 45 of them. And we have 2 wins already, 47 wins. Yeah, you're looking at like a 6 seed.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know though. Do you think Embiid actually plays 60 games though? Like this?
Nope.
I don't. That's because if he's not.
Yeah, but all right. There's still 15 losses in that though.
That's true. Well, you know what? I mean, and he's not going to play back-to-backs. Like that's one thing that's going to drive me insane with this. I mean, I get you got to manage them, but like WIP, I think it was Spike Eskin was talking about it last week. He said that like a lot of the back-to-backs, the one night Paul George won't play, then the next night Embiid won't play. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, how the hell are you ever going to get chemistry if like you're always, you never have these dudes playing together? Like how, you know what I mean? Like how are they ever going to have chemistry together? Like basketball more than a lot of sports, like you need to have good chemistry. You can't just walk out, roll the ball on the court and expect to go out there and win.
I agree.
Yeah, Chris Rapizzi says it right here. We going to ever see all-stars at one time? Who knows, man? I don't know.
They'll get on, dude. They'll get on. That's what they'll get on the court. They'll get on the court.
Well, it is a damn shame because with as good as this McCain kid looks, and the French dude looks like a decent player, like those two with guys like Caleb Martin, with Oubre, like, if they did have this big three, if you have Maxey, George, and Embiid out there with the depth of this team, I mean, this really could be a hell of a basketball team. You know what I mean? But it's just like, okay, like when, and then I worry, like, is Embiid, like, is this going to be a chronic problem for Embiid now? Like with this knee, is he just never going to be, is this going to be something that like for the next like 5 years or 6 years, however long we got him, that like we're just going to have to deal with him, like icing his knee and limping and all this shit. Yeah. So,
he's like 7'10". That's what happens to these big ass dudes. They break down.
So, I mean, if you think about it, maybe they jumped the gun and extended him this offseason.
Absolutely. Look at
like you said, Joe, what choice do they have?
I mean, they really don't. I mean, it almost makes you wonder, like, and I'm not advocating for this because but if he's not right, I know a former player, I think Chandler Parsons brought this up, but like, say he's not right and he's out there and he's really limited, like, would the Sixers' future be better off if he did shut it down, kind of have like a quote unquote tank year, get a really good young prospect to go with Maxey and McCain and George and everybody. And then because if you think about it, then next year, you still keep Embiid, but like if you had a young star like Cooper Flagg, you'd have to get the number 1 pick to get him. But just say hypothetically you got a miracle and you got him. So then you go forward with like young star in him, Maxey, the kid McCain. He might not be this good, but like he's a solid rotation piece. And then you got Paul George. Well, then at that point, dude, what you could live with whatever Embiid gives you. If Embiid gives you 50 games, he's not really the focal point of the team anymore. You know what I mean? He's kind of just, when you have him, you have him.
Yeah, but I think the problem is with Embiid, he takes up too much space to not be the focal point of the offense.
Yeah,
if he's not the focal point of the offense, then he's not. It doesn't work because he's not like your typical big. You know what I mean? That's gonna sit there, just get boards, just try to block. Play against the other team's center. Like, Embiid is. The offense works around him. He spaces the floor if he wants. He comes up, sets the pick and roll. He has to be involved too much.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, he's basically like the sun. Everything revolves around him.
Yeah, I feel like that's at least what I say.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Then we really do have a dilemma here.
We always thought the roster was the issue, but I think that's what makes it hard to play with Embiid.
Yeah,
too much of it has to center around him.
That's true. Yeah, because it's not like he's like such a different. He's like a different kind of great player. Like Jokic is like such a ball handler and passer or whatever that it's easier to play with Jokic because he kind of gets everybody else involved.
Because he has that pass is such a weapon for Jokic. You know, like that. He can catch the ball in the same place Embiid does, and Embiid kind of has to go on the offensive. Jokic plays with like eyes in the back of his head. So people are cutting and they're getting to the basket, or someone's setting a pick and a dude's coming off it for the three. Jokic is seeing all that. Embiid's style is just not that.
Yeah.
He's a hard player to play with.
Yeah. You know, what is it about the Sixers too? Because we had the same freaking problem with Iverson. It's like we get these great players, and then we're like, you get a great player, right? And then it's like, well, okay, well, how do we build around them? You know what I mean? Like, why can't we ever just have a great player that you could actually put a great team around?
Right.
You know, it's like we're screwed here.
Or when they do have a great player, like say for example, Kobe, they put the right players around him. Gasol, like all them guys, they always messed well with Kobe. Kobe was dominant, and then the guy just did their role. But Sixers suck at building a team too. That's another thing.
I think it's like management. Yeah, like finding great talent, which we don't have. I mean, we have, but we don't have. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so let's look ahead here. The Sixers have 4 games they play before we do this show again. They're at Miami tonight. At Memphis on Wednesday. They host the Nets on Friday.
That's a win.
And then they host the Clippers on Sunday. So James Harden comes back.
1 and 3. They're gonna be 13 and 3 and 15.
3 and 13.
3 and 13. 3 and 13.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Jesus, man.
Jeez, dude. I don't know.
And how about
if Embiid plays, I say they go 3 and 1.
Yeah, you know what?
Get Maxey back on Wednesday. You got Paul George and Embiid. They go 3 and 1.
Yeah, I actually think so. I actually think so too. I think they find a way to win some of these games. I think they go 3 and 1, because you know there's got to be a little bit of like, you know, like what's the saying? It's going to start getting late early. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I know it's only November, but Christ, dude, if you start off 3 and 13, it's kind of like, you know, that's almost like a quarter of the season. You all got 3 wins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to start winning some of these Jones.
Yeah, they're already an 1/8 of the season in. If you think about it, you know.
I'll be the opposite of you guys. They're not going to do good.
Hey, well,
in reality, we already know Embiid can win 45 games alone. As long as he's healthy and he goes to post his MVP numbers, he wins 45 games alone.
Yeah, but you just said the magic words though, Diego. As long as he's healthy, like
as long as he's healthy. I mean, he's not unhealthy today. He's just ill.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's a difference.
Dude,
bad shot.
He looked pretty unhealthy in the 2 games he played though. Like he turning the ball. I mean, it could be rust. It could be
basketball shape. I thought the Olympics would help him out, and it didn't.
It didn't help him out.
He didn't stay in shape. Like, I don't know.
Nah.
I don't know, man.
Disappointing. He's fucking just becoming a disappointing player.
He needs to talk to LeBron, because LeBron puts all this money and time and effort into his body, and it shows.
It's not the same body though.
It's not, but
like Bron might be like the best God-given fucking specimen ever.
But there's
see his numbers the other day.
He's unreal. What he's doing is unreal, and it's funny because I'll die on the Michael Jordan hill.
Nah, I don't know. I'm going LeBron's the best player ever, dude.
Yeah, well, it's funny because that's what I was.
Take everything into consideration. He just had like 34, 50. Like it was like a crazy ass stat line. He's still top 6 player in the league. Jordan was completely done by this point in his career.
That's
36.
How many all defensive has LeBron have?
LeBron's all defensive player.
No.
Come on, dude. What?
No, come on, dude. Look at the thing, Jordan, all day.
Dude, there's so much more talent in the NBA today. The covers that Bron has to do. But okay, LeBron James has to cover fucking Steph Curry. Did you watch when he came back on Golden State? You know how many key blocks he had in that series?
Don't give a shit.
Like, talk about all defense. Steph Curry could not. He would get to the basket and just get blocked over and over by Bron again. The Iguodala block, like. All defense, he's all defense when he has to be. It's just that players nowadays don't put the same. Because players nowadays just don't put the same energy in that players back in the day did all the time. But LeBron's an all defensive type player.
Baby.
What do you think, Joe?
Jordan.
All right, so I was gonna say I think. All right, this is kind of a cop out in a way. Like if I needed a guy to take the game-winning shot.
Jordan.
And my life depended on it, or I would die. I would choose Michael Jordan because
But I agree with that. I would take Steph Curry to take the last shot over Bron too.
But I'm still going to say MJ, but it's a lot closer than I ever thought. In fact, and here's a part of the cop out too. If I was starting an NBA team and I can pick. And I had the choice to pick just about any player from any era. Honestly, as much as I love Jordan, I would probably take LeBron first because LeBron could do more. LeBron could do everything. I mean, if you think about it, LeBron's got a little bit of Magic Johnson in him as far as like he's an excellent passer. You know what I mean? You could run your whole offense through LeBron. LeBron could. As great as Jordan was, and this is
you could put more talent around LeBron, and LeBron do more with that talent than the same talent around Jordan. Imagine doing a fantasy draft of every single player of all time, right? You have to build a team. Think about all the great players you can put around these two guys. Yeah. You could put almost any player around LeBron James. And they're going to be able to reach their full potential. If they're great shooters, you know what I'm saying? Or they're great passers, they'll be able to make the second pass. You can play off LeBron James more than you can play off Jordan. Jordan's going to have a bunch of great players just standing around him.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like,
he's great. Jordan.
What's that?
Jordan, the players. He made teammates better.
He didn't.
Pippen, John Paxson, Darvin Hodges, Luke Longley, Tony Kukoc.
Wait, he didn't make these guys. I don't think he made these guys better.
Made them better.
It was like, yo, make sure you make the couple of shots. The couple of times I do pass it to you, but I'm shooting it almost every time.
Well, ironically, the Bulls. I mean, Jordan was a different style player too, because he was strictly a shooting guard. They actually ran the. I mean, Scottie Pippen actually ran.
Yeah, he touched the ball a lot too.
Scott, they ran the triangle offense, and Pippen's the one. Like when you go back and watch those Bulls games, Pippen's the guy that was handling the ball. They didn't even really have a legit point guard. Like they had BJ. The first run they had BJ Armstrong out there, but he was more of a shooting guard, and Pippen would run the offense. And then later in the second three-peat, it would either be Pippen or a lot of times Kukoc would run the offense with the second team. You know what I mean? And Jordan would just get his. You know. But that's always an interesting debate. That's always an interesting debate. You know what I mean?
I think Bron gets close. All right. Jordan might still be the unanimous guy right now in the vote, but Bron, by the end of his career, he's 38. He's still playing at an unbelievable level. He can probably play to this. It doesn't look like he's slowing down. You know, he's like on a Tom Brady trajectory to play to like 41, 42 years old. Imagine he's going to smash every single record that no player ever again might ever beat. Stuff that hasn't been done since like Will Chamberlain.
Yeah, that's true. And hey, and the one, unlike Embiid, who's hurt all the time, the one thing about LeBron is he does a great job of staying healthy. But tell you, if you happen to get injured out there, make sure you call my man Jason Fine, aka Attorney Big Al. My man will get you paid. Motor vehicle accidents, slip and fall, workers' compensation, or, like I said, personal injury claims. He's got 3 office locations throughout Pennsylvania and New Jersey, 1 in Philadelphia, 1 in Cherry Hill, and 1 in Pittsburgh. So, but hey, that's that's kind of like the secret for LeBron's success is how how great a shape he's been in, and mostly staying healthy. I mean, you think about it. I mean, LeBron's, he's had a few injuries here or there, but he's been pretty healthy for 21 years.
Right. Yeah.
We can't even get a month out of Embiid.
Baby.
It's freaking crazy, man.
It's fucking sad, dude. He's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he really want it? That's
well. We know Embiid plays hard. He plays hard. That's why he gets fucking hurt all the time.
Yeah. See. Well, it's funny because a question of wanting it, like when he's on that court, I have no doubt that he wants to be great. I agree. But then you question the off the court, like he doesn't seem to be in good enough shape to put himself in position to stay healthy and dominate, and that's all part of it too. Like you know what I mean? Like the great ones, like the Kobe's, the LeBrons, like look at the work ethic of these dudes, going back in the day, like the old school, like. Larry Bird would be out there shooting like 500 jumpers in the summertime, and Magic's ass would be out there doing the same shit because he knew he had to compete against Larry Bird. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it goes on and on. You own your skill, be better than the next man or up or around you. I mean, but
yeah, I don't know. I just it sucks because I really want this team to be good, and it's just like. The offseason came, like I loved what Daryl Morey did as far as all the acquisitions and stuff. Like we were talking, we were texting back and forth, like, oh man, they got Caleb Morton, good move. You know what I mean? And like, oh, Morey's cooking. And then
none of this is on Morey.
No. And then the season comes and you're just like, shit, really, dude, we're 2-10. You know what I mean?
So. Yeah, it's early on though, dude. Basketball. We know how it is.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's a great league, but anyway, I mean, we talked about that last week, so I don't want to be redundant. But.
Yeah. We talked about that. We know how it is. Get these guys healthy. We know how good Embiid is. We've always been right there. So let's hope it all comes around come playoff time. We make this run, we get 45 to 50 wins. And then let's see what happens come playoff time.
All right. Any thoughts? Any? I guess we'll get ready to wrap up in a minute here. Any thoughts on tonight's game? We got Dallas and Houston playing tonight. Any thoughts on tonight's game?
Houston's gonna smoke them.
Texans all day. Nico Collins is officially back.
Yeah.
5-game absence. So yeah. Hey Jerry, give her that ass whipping.
Yeah,
dude, what's Dallas' record right now?
3.
They only have 3 wins. I think they're like 3-6 or 3-7, something like that.
They could get a good player in the draft.
Well, we talked to Paul last week. I mean, it's the Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter. I mean, it's all who you want to get, what you need. Those are 2 star guys. Or do you
offensive line?
They need an offensive lineman.
There's 2 guys on LSU. There's a lot of good offensive linemen, and also you got the Janty guy, the kid from Boise State.
Yeah,
he's killing it. So you never know.
Is that dude really good, or is it a product of who he's playing against? I know he's getting a lot of yards, and he's probably a good player, but is he that good?
I watched the game Saturday night. I like the way he has great vision. The way he from in the backfield, great vision, great cuts. And yeah, you can say the competition, put him up. Let's see him run against Oregon, Arkansas, SEC.
Yeah.
I think he'll do good, But
college deceiving sometimes, especially a guy from like Boise State. What's that, like the Mount? What conference are they in?
West or something.
Yeah, Mountain West, something like that. So,
but just to see a kid go out, do his thing, and ball like he is,
Yeah.
those stories, you know, and I do, like you said, Diego. I hope from college it transitions, and that would be awesome. Like a Kyron Williams, nobody heard of him. He was
Nah.
Notre Dame, and he's just balling. When somebody said you can't do it, I'll prove it. And
Yeah, that's true. It's funny because I love seeing Dallas get their ass beat, and obviously, like I want to see them continue to lose. But to your guys' point about the draft, I'd like to see them steal a few games just so they don't have such a great draft pick.
Right.
I don't want them having like a top 5 pick. Like I'm hoping they find a way to screw up a little bit, and then they're they pick like and more towards like the 12-13 range. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
I see that. So,
but don't win tonight. I want Houston to win tonight. So screw them tonight. But yeah, like for instance, I think Dallas plays Washington next week, and that'll be a rare time where, as much as
I'll root for Dallas.
I was going to say I'm going to hold my nose like this and root for Dallas. You know.
yeah.
I mean, it's not hard to root for Dallas when they suck. You know what I mean? Like, big deal they get a win. That doesn't hurt us. I'll take a Dallas win against Washington.
Hey, you never know.
Gotcha. So, all right, guys. Well, look, let's next week we'll get a little more Phillies Flyers, because Philly's got some hot stove rumors, like what's it, Bregman possibly.
Yeah, I seen that.
Possibly trading for that guy Crochet, or how do you say his name? Crochet
from the White Sox, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see when more stuff happens with them. We'll get in a little Phillies and the Flyers. I feel like I should show the Flyers some love, considering they're playing good, but
right,
that'll be another week. So
we'll get to that.
Oh yeah,
it's you know what, hockey, man. There's like 50 million. There's so many freaking games in hockey, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I can't really like get my hockey brain working until the Super Bowl's over. You know what I mean? And then you're like, okay, it's time playoff push now. You know what I mean?
They're playing the Avalanche tonight. They're playing right now, so let's go Fly, guys.
Yeah, let's go. All right, guys. Well, look, go Sixers, go Flyers, go Birds, and we'll see you all next week.
All right, peace out, dudes.